Wow! It's 2 minutes to late night!
All right, what's up, Mexican food from Sombrero just because? Welcome to Pod Minutes to Cast Night, the 2 minutes late night podcast. It's like the show, but we don't do that.
Talk about critically reviled albums and try to say something nice about them, but also just talk about whatever we feel like, because that concept kind of got thrown out the window a long time ago.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a critically reviled album or if Twitter is just annoyed about it. Anyways, how do we do this? You're here with the 2 minutes to late night writers room.
Hey, what's up? I'm honorableswords.com, and you can buy t-shirts and cologne and perfume and watch web series and sing a song, and you can throw the baby out with the bathwater, because honorableswords.com, buy stuff so that we can afford to keep doing this.
What's your name, though?
Oh, me? I'm Patreon.
What's your name, though?
Hey, what's up? I'm Drew Kaufman, and I just plugged honorableswords.com. Please buy new shirts.
All right, great.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm America's sweetheart, Katie Rose Leon, and I've been listening to pop punk since I was 11 years old, and that's why I know how to babysit these adult men.
Woo.
And I'm Jeremy Hammond, and today I'm Jordan Olds.
2 for
That's
1.
gotta be
You do wear
harder on the
glasses.
voice.
That's right. Jordan is running late.
You know, there is a myth that Jordan's in charge of this show, and he is, but he has never been on time the entire 3 years we've been doing this, or whatever the fuck. And that is my 2 cents.
Spill that tea, sis.
Wig snatch. Anyways, I don't know. What do we do now? What's everyone listening to? Katie, what are you listening to?
Oh, I've just been listening to this fucking K-Rock playlist.
That's it.
I'm sorry, it happened so fast. I mean, no, but yes, actually. I have this, like, a live K-Rock playlist that I've been updating, and it's just, like, 2001 till I die. So, someone talk about something more legitimate
Yeah,
first.
Drew, what are you listening to?
Hey, what's up? It's the Prince of Hardcore here with the band that's loud. That's what you want from me, right? Is
Yes.
that what everybody
Yeah,
wants
you're
from me?
Julia from Uranium.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Urine. I've been listening to all these bands, but they all sound the same because they're all just like, "What's up? We're here, and we hate."
To be fair,
the Republican Party is taking. What is it called when you split up an area of voting to make it less advantageous?
Gerrymandering.
What is it?
Gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering is the bit I'm doing. No, I've just been listening to loud shit. There's a really cool band called Mind Force that I'm really into. They're like a hardcore band, and they're loud and they're beat downy, and they're from like 5 hometowns over. So like now I like them, but if they came out like 12 years ago, we probably would have met in the parking lot and tried to hit each other with wood.
Oh, that's some real upstate shit.
Yeah, dude. You know what I'm talking about.
I love all your hardcore suggestions, truly. So I'm always
thank
happy
you.
when you introduce me to new beatdown bullshit.
What do they call it? Mind Force?
Yeah, they're called Mind Force. They're pretty dope. If you like everything else that I've ever said and or worn on a t-shirt, you'll like them.
Mind Force sounds like it would be like an offshot of like an Alex Jones project.
Mind Force?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
InfoWars Mind Force.
It does sound like a vitamin supplement.
Yeah. Like it's some shit that Alex Jones would be hawking that just like fucks up your bladder or something.
Yeah. I like that it sounds like the name to me sounds like one of those bad 80s filler cartoons, like something to compete with Silverhawks, you know? Mind
Yeah.
Force. ABC Saturday mornings.
Buy the toys.
Eat the toys.
Eat the toys.
The paint is lead, and the toys are also lead. Mind Force.
I gotta be real. The only new thing I've listened to is that Lindsay Lohan Xanax song that I ruined my life last night. It ruined my life so hard that my best friend came over my house and we recorded a 47-minute podcast about it that I posted to Ballin' Out's page this morning.
Is this a new Lindsay Lohan song? Is there actually like new Lindsay Lohan?
Well, she has been teasing it on her Instagram and then took it down after I posted that podcast today. So it might not ever see the light of day, but I ripped the track off of Instagram if you want it.
I'm okay.
It's really good.
If you want to hear it, ask a punk.
Honestly, Lindsay Lohan's got more punk cred than Matt Skiba these days, so...
Ha.
Oh, save
Hello.
it. Save it, fellas. Jeremy.
Go off, me.
I have been listening to the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah. Because so I was telling you a bit about this. That Transparent, that show on Amazon, they're doing like a finale musical without Jeffrey Tambor because he's a monster. But I'm trying to get caught up before they do that because I want to support the other people on the show. So I'm like powering through the last season of it. And for whatever reason, like a major part of it is Jesus Christ Superstar. And so it's gotten me like really, really back into it. And it's a great soundtrack. Everybody should listen to it.
I mean, it's really catchy.
It's really good.
I will say that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college and it was the early days of Hulu where it was just a weird freebie website where you could just watch like it was like 15 things and that's it. And for a while, Jesus Christ Superstar was on there. So like I would watch that when I started having weird sex dreams about Dennis Leary after watching too much Rescue Me. I'm like, I can't watch this fucking... He fucks so much in that firefighter
He does.
show.
It's outrageous.
So I was like, all right, I would rather listen to this musical about the Lord
Oh
than,
my God.
than
It's like the
anymore.
Irish Sopranos.
Yeah, truly, it's horrible.
I've been rewatching The Sopranos because Jordan started doing it and I started thinking about it again. And it's outrageous how many people want to fuck Tony Soprano on that show.
It's like, outrageous how many people want to fuck Tony Soprano in real life, too, though.
Oy vey.
Yeah. You know what would be kind of cool? Since they canceled, or like since Transparent's kind of ruined, if they went really like support these artists and at the end they flashed everybody's Venmo handles, so you could Venmo everybody on the show.
Oh my God, that's my dream.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, so let's, I guess, get into it. This week we listened to the new Blink-182 album.
Is it, what is it? It's called Nine.
Nine.
Okay.
It's called Nine. Is it actually the 9th album?
I didn't
It's not, but Mark Hoppus said that he considers it 9 because he listed out like his 9 albums of like, this is how we're 9, even though they technically have only 7 studio albums.
What are the other...
They have
what's the other one, I guess? Is the live album?
Well, I know that he counted Buddha, which is technically a demo. I should have pulled this up, but truthfully, I was taking a nap. 9, Blink-182.
So, I mean, do you guys have history with Blink-182? Because I know I do.
Yes,
I mean, let's get real, we're all white, so we all have history with Blink-182.
Yeah, let's talk about our histories with Blink-182. I know that Katie and I both have pretty robust histories. Drew, were you a Blink-182 fan?
Yeah, I was kind of a late bloomer into them. Like, my little brother was really into it, and, like, he had Dude Ranch and Enema of the State, and so, like, I would kind of listen to it, but not really, and it wasn't until Take Off Your Pants and Jacket that I really got into them, and then I did that thing that I think a lot of us did, which was, like, in college, I played in a pop-punk band, so, like, I was in a pop-punk band when Blink-182 put out Neighborhoods, which I thought at the time was the worst thing that had ever happened to the band. Even worse than multiple plane crashes. But then...
Oh my God, that's right. Travis Barker was in multiple plane crashes.
Yeah. You think he would have stopped trying to fly the first time.
Yeah.
He's the
He was
Billy
like, hey-
Joel of planes.
I just imagine him like standing shirtless in the cockpit with like a beanie on, being like, "Hey, can I try?" And then they just crash straight into SeaWorld.
It's just like that old wives' tale: quit ska and you can never fly again. You'll never be able to pick it up into the sky.
Yeah, Travis Barker actually designed the 747 Air Max. Was it Max 8? Never mind.
Oh,
shit. You know, I'm talking about the plane that just keeps crashing.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah, Katie, what was your Blink history?
Oh my God, Blink-182 was my favorite band in middle school, and when I say favorite band, I mean that fervent, hot in the face psychosis that you can only have when something's your favorite and you're like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I had traumatic life events like spaced around Blink-182 type things. First of all, I was so obsessed with them, and my dad, you know, he was just really trying to understand me, and he wanted to be cool, and he worked for Entertainment News, and he had arranged it that they were going to interview them in the back stage of TRL before they went on in the green room for something, and he invited me along so I can meet Blink-182. But before I left the house, my mom's like, "You're going into your father's office. You can't be dressed like that." And she took me out of my cool clothes.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing like a black baggy pant, like not quite UFOs, but like
close.
In the vicinity. Probably a Paul Frank t-shirt, because I'm 12.
Yeah.
A black beanie and all the bracelets, because as Jeremy knows, I wore bracelets from my wrist to my elbow.
Yeah, on both arms.
On both arms until I was 14. And she's like, absolutely not. She made me put on a white turtleneck and dress pants.
Wait, I've always wanted to ask you this, and I never have had the chance to. Did you, like, take off the bracelets, like, at night and stuff?
Yeah, I took them all off.
Wow.
Well, they were really heavy. They were like, I don't know if you remember, there weren't just rubber bracelets. Like, I had a couple of spiky ones. Some of them were leather. A couple of them were watches. Like, there was a lot of shit. There was a lot of machinery on there. So I wear this.
What did you keep them on, though? Did you have, like a tie rack? Like, did you have, like, a porcelain arm that you kept them on?
I did eventually get a paper towel holder. Yeah. No, that's not even a lie.
That rules.
So I go, and I'm already so pissed that I'm not in my cool clothes,
Yeah,
which,
you're
like,
right.
in, you know, I'm a literal child, so, like, they weren't cool. And I meet them, and I am so starstruck, I cannot speak. And they, you know, they do that thing. They're just doing an interview, and they're like, "Oh, this is Kate. She's a big fan." They're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hello." I go home, and I am still as a stone in the storm, and then I start to cry. At first, a little bit, and then a full body wail, and I do not stop crying, no shit, for 24 hours.
Oh my God.
And my dad comes home and he's like, "What the fuck? You met your favorite band. What is this shit?" And my mom's like, "She has Beatlemania, Scott. She's lost her mind. She's hysterical. Just leave her alone." And then I did not. So that's like the level I love this band. There was also the pop disaster.
Yes.
Which Green Day and Blink-182 went on tour in like 2001. Right
No, it was a little later.
It was a little later,
maybe
but
2003 or 4.
But I was still in middle school when it happened.
So,
I was in 8th grade when it happened.
It wasn't that late because remember, Green Day took a hiatus.
It was.
Yes.
They did Warning and then they did a hiatus.
It was right after they did the tour for Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. It was like an additional tour. And this girl had an extra ticket. And I was like, "Give me that fucking ticket." And she's like, "Yeah, of course, I'll sell it to you." Like, it was.
Which one did you go to? Jones Beach or Madison Square Garden?
Well, let me finish the story,
All
Jeremy.
right. All right.
I was so excited. I was finally going to see my favorite band of all time. And then fucking I go up to and she's like, Katie, you remember her.
I remember yeah. We're going to beep her name.
That's fine.
Long time fan of the pod.
By the way, I really need to emphasize, I'm 13, okay?
Yeah.
I go up to Sarah and my supposed friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Katie, you look so excited. What happened? I'm like, girl's name here said that she's going to give me her extra ticket to see Blink-182 on the Pop Disaster tour. I'm so happy. Like, I'm so excited. And she goes, they're playing with Green Day, right? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, interesting. She's like, me and that girl go to Hebrew school together. I'm like, yeah, okay. She goes to the girl and is like, I have known you longer. Please sell me that ticket.
Damn.
And then she comes up to me and is like, I don't know what to do. You both asked for it. I'm like, well, I asked first and I gave you the money already. And she's like, well, I'll give you the money back, but you guys have to rock, paper, scissors for it. And I lost.
No.
I fucking lost. And I stayed friends with her, which really shows you the depths of codependency. 9/11, that was my 9/11. I lived for real 9/11 that year and a second 9/11.
Which 9/11 came first, though? That's
I don't
the real
remember.
question. Wait, do you still know?
Sort of. I think she lives in my hometown, or like, we're like Facebook friends, although I don't use Facebook anymore. Like, we run into each other occasionally on Long Island.
Would you say that maybe that in Long Con you won?
Oh, 100%. I fucking...
That's good.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I just looked it up. Pop Disaster was 2002, which is the year before we met.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So, memories. Second 9/11.
So...
Anyway.
2 questions then,
Yeah.
Katie. I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
The first question is, 1, did you ever get to see Blink-182?
No! I have
Really?
not seen Blink-182 to this
Really?
day. Yeah.
Really?
Because
and question 2...
I'm not going to see them without Tom DeLonge. That's just like fucking... Because
yeah.
I'm not above seeing a nostalgic act. Me and Jeremy 2 years ago went to see the Aquabats and Reggie and the Full Effect, and it fucking ruled.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great show.
Like, we had a great time. Like, I love that shit, but I'm not seeing them without Tom DeLonge. I'm sorry. I'm just not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's
Question 2 is going to be, where do you think you would be right now had you have seen Blink-182 on the Pop
Ooh,
Disaster
real
tour?
sliding door scenario. Who knows? Maybe I'd be stuck on Long Island,
Yeah, you'd be at like a 7-Eleven parking lot
Yeah,
With-
waiting for my...
with some dudes who were like 10 years older than you.
Yeah. Waiting for my fiance. What is his career?
Oh, he works at the CVS, but he's in the pharmacy department.
Yeah, he's like a
And
manager.
so he's gotten like a couple promotions.
His band
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah, they
in
were
high
really
school.
good, and you like still remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like 4 years away from getting arrested for stealing Tylenol Plus.
Oh my god. Well, thank you. I know that was so much, but I can't not tell those stories.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think it's important. Jeremy,
We've
what's your
talked
Blink
several
story?
times about having a Blink-182 podcast.
Yeah, I have a logo in my computer file called Overthink 182.
But somebody else started a Blink-182 podcast that's literally our idea.
Well, I'm gonna fucking fight them.
You're going to have to.
I got all that rage from my second 9/11.
At the World Trade Center site, you're going to have to fight them.
Fight me, you cowards!
Yeah, I was a huge Blink-182 fan, too. I think Enema of the State was like a top album for me. And I don't know if I can't remember now if I saw them before I liked them or if I liked them before I saw them. But I saw them, actually, interestingly enough, at a K-Rock event.
Oh, yeah.
They used to put on a show every year. K-Rock is our local, former modern rock station. But they used to put on an event every year called the Dysfunctional Family Picnic.
Oh, my God. What year did you go?
I went a bunch of years in a row.
Did you go to the Mudvayne year?
Probably, yeah.
Holy shit. Why is every boy I know at that fucking Mudvayne year and I missed it?
I went several years in a row with my brother and my dad. And there was one year I remember going, and it was supposed to be headlined by Blink-182 because they were like popping off. They were like the biggest band at that point, and they were supposed to be the headliner. And then out of nowhere, Jane's Addiction was like, hey, we're doing a reunion thing, and we are going to play Dysfunctional Family Picnic. And because of their, like, previous clout or whatever, like, K-Rock was like, okay, you're the headliners now. And so we went to this show that was, like, pretty good, and it was, like, a bunch of, like, pretty popular bands at the time. And then Blink-182 played, and they had, like, this insane pyrotechnic show. And like I remember so distinctly being like, God damn, that is a headliner set. And then Jane's Addiction comes out, and they're like, what's up? You guys remember Jane Says and nothing else?
And Caught Stealing.
Yeah, Caught Stealing is their other song. I can't believe how much of a career Jane's Addiction has had for having literally 2 songs.
I know absolutely nothing about Jane's Addiction other than, isn't that the band that the Liv Moss dude was in?
Yeah, Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's a great guitarist. He's just a joke of a human being.
Yeah. And I've never told this story on the podcast, but I got a tattoo on his TV show.
On Ink Master.
On Ink Master, yeah. I got a tattoo on fucking Ink Master, and I got to meet Dave Navarro, and I was getting tattooed. I'd already been in the chair for like 2 hours or something like that, and Dave Navarro comes out to do his little walk around to go see all the tattoos that are getting done, and he comes up to ours, and I had like planned this in my head, and I was like, all right, here we go, man. He walks up the little steps, and I go, holy shit, it's Dave Grohl! And you know what? Dave Navarro took it in stride. He thought it was very funny. So Dave Navarro, cool guy.
Dumpweed was the first song I ever learned on guitar.
Really?
Yeah. On left-handed guitar.
Yeah, it's a good first song.
Yeah.
I think my first was like Smoke on the Water or some dumb shit like that.
Where do you guys stop in your Blink-182 consumption? Because this album is shocking to me because I dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I actually didn't fuck with Where Are You? Like,
that's my drop off. Yeah.
That album came out and I was like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So it's really just for me, the early ones. It was like Buddha, Dude Ranch, Enema, Pants and Jacket, and like that's it.
Yeah. And Cheshire Cat is another one.
Oh yeah. Drew, what about you?
Yeah, well, mine was everything after Self-Titled, because I liked that album when it came out. But then, so I saw Blink-182 for the first time in 2012. I'd never seen them before, and I was at Riot Fest in Chicago, and they were the headliners, like the very last band to play, the very last night. No, actually, they opened for the Replacements,
Wild.
Half of the Replacements that are still alive. And they played a set, and it was one of the scariest, weirdest, like awful concert experiences I've ever had in my life. Because they played this huge baseball field at Riot Fest. They have it in a park in Chicago, and so many people were on this field. Like, I mean, the most people I've ever seen to go see a band. Like,
interesting.
It was like all of a Madison Square Garden show. Take out all the seats so that you could fit people in between people. It was so stuffed, and I was like,
that sounds scary.
What's that?
That sounds scary.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize how scary it was until they started playing, because people lined up early, like, I guess Rancid opened for them, and so I was like, I'll miss a band to be kind of close to Blink-182. I've never seen them. I'm 25. This will be really cool. And so I'm standing there maybe, 40 feet from the stage, which is really close for a giant stadium show, and all of a sudden they start playing, and every single person just pushes forward, and now I'm only 20 feet from the front of the stage. Like, that's how fucking crazy it is. People are screaming, and it's so... Have you ever been in a concert where there's so many bodies around you that they absorb the sound and you can't hear the music?
No, I would probably have a panic attack. I don't really do outdoor festivals. Like, I guess I have gone to them, but like I've always been to the kind where there's always an option to just like not be squished against people.
Yeah. No, this was crazy. We were trapped. And so I'm standing there and there are people near me, and I literally cannot hear the music because it sounds like I have like meat headphones on because all the bodies around me are absorbing the sound. And I just hear people scream. Like, I literally hear people scream, like, help me, ah! And you watch people, like, fall down and get stepped on. It was crazy. And then crowd surfers are coming by from the back and kicking people in the head. It was like the fucking Vietnam War. It was wild. And all of a sudden, this, like, because there was also, like, a mix of, like, people older than me and people younger than me. It was such a weird crowd. And all of a sudden, this girl, she must have been like 14 or 15, just literally grabs my arm. I'm not joking. This is 100% true. She grabs my arm and just goes, help me. I need to leave. And I'm like, okay. So I grab her arm and I just charge through this field of people back
That's
out
what
to
you're
the end of the
supposed to
baseball
do,
field.
man. Like, good
What?
job. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
It took me a full song to get from the front of stage to out to the Zeppelis where we could just, and I saw her take off. Like, she didn't say thank you or anything. She was just free. And I think she's 86 now and has a house in Nebraska.
You rescued your old woman from the San Gennaro Festival? I just heard Zeppelis and old ladies.
We're talking about a very scary Blink-182 concert.
Yeah, you would have known if you were on time, Jordan.
Yeah, we're basically...
You'll have to,
Jordan's
you'll
here,
have
by
to
the
listen
way.
to the podcast.
I'm Jordan Olds, and technically I'm homeless. So forgive me for being late, Drew.
Well,
I don't have a home.
I mean,
Been
we
there, done
understand.
that.
You didn't...
It was across the street from here, so I was like, I might as well. And I listened to this album. You guys, where are we in this
We're
discussion?
basically about
Where
to
are
about to
you?
talk about it, yeah.
album.
It's a podcast. I cannot speak. I cannot scream.
So, I don't know. Did we talk about
We're talking about our
histories?
histories. Yeah, if you got a history with Blink-182, I'm happy to hear it.
So, I grew up like with them just kind of being everywhere, and they were the main band that my parents were like, you can't listen to this because it's just
dirty.
dick and poop the whole time. They didn't like the words dick or poop
Yeah,
in this house.
Blink-182 is the first band that freaked out my parents, and my dad stole my CDs and edited them.
Yeah, I remember my parents saying that I wasn't allowed to listen to this band, and then my brother just gave me Enema of the State and was like, don't listen to them. And I thought it was funny and fine, and then they were an American Pie. And then I remember everyone in my high school got obsessed with them when the Untitled album came out, which I didn't care for. It was an album I pretended to like. Have you ever just sort of pretended to like an album?
So many albums.
So
Yeah.
many.
So many fucking albums.
This was the big first sure, yeah, it's great. And inside I was like, I don't understand what's happening. Maybe I don't like good music.
Do you remember there was a viral post a long time ago now that was 10 albums that shaped me as a person.
Ugh.
And
You mean all the time?
everyone was posting their 10 albums that shaped them and whatever. And I made one that was 10 albums I pretended to like because people cooler than me liked them.
I think the reason a lot of people liked it is because Screamo was so big, so it was just kind of playing into that sensibility. And you like to think people aren't easily pandered to, but when you're 15 or whatever, well, I guess that was we were 17 when that came out, but people were dumb.
Wait, this?
No, self-titled.
Self-Titled came out when I was in 8th grade.
No, that came out my senior year of high school.
That
dude.
was later.
No,
I was a
it
huge
came out.
Blink-182 fan.
Wait.
No, you're wrong. I'm older than you, and
with
it came
the
out my
face
freshman
with
year.
the X's?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
definitely
No,
later.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
100% 8th grade.
No, dog.
No way.
Look it up.
No chance. You're not that much younger
Yeah,
than us.
no, Katie, you're wrong.
Yeah, you guys are wrong. It was I remember because I went into high school with friends that looked exactly like it, like Tom DeLonge, and it
Fall
was
2003.
2003.
Yeah, it came out fall 2003.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy because I was definitely in high school.
because I remember it
when that came
because
out.
that album came
2003.
out.
I mean, we were going into 10th grade in 2003.
Okay, so I still was in high school, so
Yeah.
I wasn't totally off.
I was.
Well, I graduated
you were-
in 2006, so I guess I was.
Yeah, you were-
It's crazy that's only a year after Pop Disaster. That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
Either way, this album was a phenomena. Every person on the planet Blink-182 was everyone's favorite band. It was like I mean, I'd never seen literally just groups of children dressed like one person.
Yeah.
It was really insane. It's like if in the 70s, every single person in high school dressed like Gene Simmons. That didn't happen.
I think you are giving too much credit to other generations. I think there's always just like a fad that sweeps. You know what I mean? And everyone just kind of like...
Oh, yeah. A fad, but with the specific, like, I'm going to have swoopy bangs and a lip ring. It's just such a specific...
Like, I think...
it wasn't just...
Probably, like, when Nirvana came out, I bet a lot of people just started wearing plaid out of nowhere.
Well, and honestly, I think that
Kurt Cobain didn't have his own shirt company. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
that's true.
But I think
or shoes. He had shirts, pants, and shoes. You could buy a whole outfit. It was crazy.
I do associate that look more with Taking Back Sunday than them. Like, they were piggybacking off of Taking Back Sunday.
No one in Taking Back Sunday had a piercing in their face.
Yes,
they did. Yeah, they totally
They didn't. Look again, you gotta Google it. They just had the haircuts.
Dude, I was there.
They must have had piercings.
I don't know. You guys are like you're like, we graduated when that happened. I don't know what to tell you. They all like.
I think doing pop punk anthropology is a bad time. I think we should talk about this album, but pop punk anthropology album.
Sorry, we're talking about the album. So we're talking this week about Blink-182, 9. And
have there been 9 albums?
No, we already went over this. There's been 8 albums, but they
we already went over this.
What?
We already
Google it.
I'm gonna skip it.
Google
Don't worry about it.
Listen to the beginning of the podcast.
Okay, I look forward to getting this question answered on Monday.
Yes, but the thing that so this album, I read one review that I think like pretty neatly sums it up, which was basically like they can't tell if Blink-182 is trying to make music that kids like or they're trying to be like kids, and the answer is it's a bad time all around unless you are an EDM producer in Los Angeles looking for work, in which case email hoppus@markhoppus.net.
Yeah. Did anybody watch the music video?
No.
Yeah.
Everyone told me to watch the music video, and I watched the music video.
Should we like pause and do that?
To be honest, we should pause and watch this music video, at least for a couple of seconds.
Like they don't. It's just the
them
kids.
with children
doing fad dances.
So, all right. Yeah.
I have
So,
some
Drew,
bad
you didn't watch
news.
it?
I have some bad news for you guys. I think that video is fine.
No, I watched that one.
Is.
That
Really?
one came out like 2 months ago. That's old news.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It's literally a band of 40-year-olds singing a horny song about a goth girl and surrounded by dancing children.
But this album's for children. It's
So
children's
this is a question I wanted to ask, which is there's a lot of songs that on this album that are addressed to children. Like there's specifically songs where they're like, "Hey kid,
yeah, there's
it's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be okay, kid." And what I want to know is, do you think that kids are listening to this?
I have some information. They are.
Really?
I know this because my mother works with children as a therapist, and she has called and told me several times, because she remembers my traumatic middle school childhood with Blink-182, to tell me that kids are talking about it to her.
Wow.
They talk about it like a classic rock band, but they are listening to it. Now, if are all kids, I don't know, but the ones in therapy are.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think it is.
It's a little crazy because it's like I just don't. I can't even imagine like what medium kids are discovering this in.
Like, think about it. Mr. Brightside or whoever the fuck keeps going back up the charts because like there's no rock and roll being made right now. So, and I think how this sounds is it sounds like music for younger people. Lyrically, yeah, it's like fucking awful. Like there's some addressing kids and there's some that's like clear, weird divorcee music. And also a lot of arrested emotions. I'll get into that. But like musically, it's just trash for children. That's all it is. It's just it's kids bop. It's fine. Like, I don't know.
Well, specifically on this album, they didn't write a lot of their stuff themselves. They ended up they brought in like songwriters and producers instead
Really?
of it just being like Blink-182 and their usual dude. It literally, yeah, it's like the dude from the Plain White Tees wrote "Blame It on My Youth."
That explains
Yeah.
that fucking New York song.
Wait. But this is a weird thing that I know, which is that the Plain White Tees weren't like songwriters. One of my friends from high school was dating a woman who wrote, I guess, "Hey There, Delilah."
Yeah, they were like a boy band.
He might not have been in the Plain White Tees. He might have been like a songwriter for the Plain White
Yeah.
Tees. I just was like casually reading that he was a songwriter.
Huh. So okay. So what are our reactions to this album?
At first, I was like, to be honest, overall, I really didn't. I hated it. Of course, I hated it.
Yeah.
Like I hated it. But when it started, the first song, I was like, to be honest, this is going to be. I was like, this is going to be an album that I think is fine. That I just think sounds like every Blink-182 thing, and I don't understand why people. Like with the first song, I was like, this just sounds like a Blink-182 song, but Matt Skiba is auto-tuned.
Yeah.
And I was
Severely.
like, I guess severe.
It's
like
disturbing.
It's really
like
intense.
The verse of "Believe" by Cher.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Truly.
But like I kept going, and it just. My main thought, I was like, man, is there really an amount of money that this band could make that just makes them just not upset that they are making these songs?
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I had to stop following Matt Skiba on Instagram because I got tired of him posting all the motorcycles he bought.
I had to stop following him because I just didn't want to see a bleached blonde bald spot.
Yeah.
Which is in the...
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yeah, they do all look like shit. I will say, if this album was in Japanese, it would be great. But... oh, shit, it's playing. Sorry. But the problem is, the lyrics, I'm not going to defend that. It's fucking...
Insane.
I like, gasped several times.
Yeah, some of the lyrics on this are just like...
Most of them.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, like
Let's be clear that it's
cringy
most.
to a level that is... I mean, like, you expect a level of cringe from Blink-182
Especially-
lyrics. Posts, self-titled. But, like, this album really, like, tests your limits of what you're willing to accept.
You know it's bad news when you realize Tom DeLonge was the artist. So they both got divorced multiple times? Like, what's happening? I know we talk about divorce a lot, but, like, thematically, it's like songs, like Jeremy say, directly addressing children, and then several bad marriages.
Neither of them got divorced. It's just sad, and I think honestly, someone else wrote the song, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
Yeah.
Because I had to look it up. I was like, I had no idea Mark Hoppus was divorced, and he's not. They just went for it,
That makes sense.
like some kind of
These
divorce
seem-
roleplay.
They're very removed.
Well, that's what what I feel like that it's literally just 40-year-old men going like, I mean, let's write song like emo is back. Let's just write songs like from the headspace of when we were children, and they were like trying to figure out like what it feels like to be a teenager again, and this is what happened. So this is the audio equivalent of like why nostalgia is bad, because this is the mindset that stays with you. Like the way they were like just describe, like there was they were like, what did we say back in the day? I guess we used bathroom floor a lot. Let's put bathroom floor into a song. Which doesn't mean the same thing when you're 40. It means you fucking slipped in the shower.
I need to talk about the song on some emo shit. I have to address that. First of all, horrible title. We all know Blink-182 are SoCal as fuck. So this song with opening lines about Brooklyn triggered the fuck out of me. And I'm like, why is this stressing me out so much? And besides it just being cringy and gross. And I'm like, oh my God. I have been this woman that so many dudes on the West Coast idealized, projected stuff on, and went back to California for their real girlfriends, and then periodically would just send me wistful messages. I'm like, you don't miss my ass, you miss New York. And that's that whole song. Mark Hoppus got a blowjob in the Fuse bathroom in 2005, and he never got over it. He's like, because it also has the language of a tourist, because it's like, oh, yes, a bodega.
Yeah.
Bodegas, that's a thing, right?
Like, I don't know, just the idea that fucking children are going to, like, Soho art galleries? No. No one in 8th grade has been to a gallery.
But a college freshman has, which once again never changed pop punk.
Is this for college kids too?
No, but I'm saying it's a tradition of pop punk to have like 35-year-old men trying to bang 19-year-olds.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought this was more of a case of stolen valor, but Katie bringing it home. That makes a lot of sense to me.
I'm here for the hot takes, baby.
I think truly the stolen valor, though, is any song that Skiba is in, they don't sing about Chicago, so what the fuck happened to Skiba? That's the true selling out.
Yeah, no, Skiba...
It's jarring.
Skiba, it like scares the shit out of me. Out of everyone in Blink-182, Tom included, the scariest person is Matt Skiba, because what he like... he joined the band, bleached his hair, and just went off the, like, just seriously seems like he just went off to some other dimension.
Truly.
And the aliens that Tom's trying to find are hiding in Matt Skiba.
Oh, but wait.
Because they're like, the last place he'll go is back to the band.
But, okay, wait, I was thinking about this a lot while I was listening to this.
I'm sorry, that's really funny, Jeremy.
I was thinking about this a lot while I was listening to this. How fucking funny would it be if Matt Skiba made first contact?
Oh, Tom would be furious. He would be so angry. And it would just be like, he wouldn't even be trying.
Yeah.
He would just be like trying to see if his song was on the radio furiously. Like, which radio stations aren't playing my song? And then all of a sudden, like, he gets shocked and the alien's like, hello, Skeeby.
Hey guys, welcome to Earth. Enjoy your stay. Do you want me to call some cops? They're all my friends.
Yeah, were you guys... I was a huge Alkaline Trio fan, though, growing up. So
I was not.
Big. Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't at all.
I'm
no.
actually surprised to hear that, Jeremy.
Yeah, no,
I
I
am
didn't.
Too. Not even the first one?
No,
Not even
I
the
just
one with the cuss word on it?
No, I mean, I liked one. There was one Alkaline Trio song that I really liked because it was on a compilation that I had called Cinema Beer Nuts. But otherwise, I did not really get into Alkaline Trio at all. And I still haven't, really.
I was a late bloomer to them because, like, I didn't get into them until Good Morning. But I also had my heart broken.
Yeah. I got into Good Morning, too. And then I went back and I was like, all of this is great. It literally, my feeling when I found that band, it was like, oh, this is what I wish Blink-182 was. Mm-hmm. And then
you got your monkey's paw twisted wish.
Like, don't do this to me, life.
Can we,
Antarctica melted and Matt Skiba's in Blink-182.
Can we talk about the production of this album? I have a question for everyone in the room. What genre of music is this?
No idea.
Interesting. I think
I know what it is. I figured it out as I was listening to it. Because at first I thought that this was like a new genre of some sort of like 45-year-old man panic attack. But then I realized what this is that have you ever watched like a YouTube video of like someone covering a pop song on drums where they just go fucking insane?
Yeah.
Like it's a Shakira song and then just for no reason there's 37 fills and the guy has like 150 cymbals. What this is this is just a full album of Travis Barker playing along to Despacito. He does it for 45 minutes. The same song on loop.
It is funny because like the only two songs that I'm like, oh, maybe I really like this are like the 30-second ones where they actually play punk rock for a second.
I love those two songs.
Yeah, I will go back and listen to those.
I will listen to those again.
Yeah.
They sound like Bad Religion is what they sound like.
Get the fuck out of
They
here.
do. They sound like Bad Religion.
He's not totally wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
I sound like Bad Religion.
Yeah, but I don't
here's
think
Bad Religion is not a selling point for me.
No, not for you, but I mean for maybe other people out there in podcast land.
What were you gonna say?
Here's the thing. It's like look. I'm not a fan of EDM, and I've said on multiple times like that all of these pop punk bands making new music, like it sounds like the shit that they would play in like HP laptop commercials before you go see a Marvel film. Like it's not the kind of music that I enjoy. But at the same time, like I kind of, if these guys were going to keep making music and they were going to evolve their sound, whatever that means, like, don't you think that it would have been more interesting if they, got more into like Fugazi or the new wave that Mark says that he loves and actually like kind of do like a more mature sound instead of just like this weird commercial Imagine Dragons bullshit?
Well, that's the thing. Well, because my take on it was this sounds exactly like Self-Titled, and that's all they're trying to do is recreate that album.
Oh, interesting.
Right here.
I thought they were trying to recreate Adam's song a lot.
Yes.
Sure, but I'm sure that like tons of songs on Self-Titled are trying to recreate Adam's song as well because it's the only they got famous for a sad song. But like even at the beginning, like they put phasers on the drums, like the first song on Self-Titled.
Right.
There's so many tropes that I remember specifically going like, why the fuck is this happening? The first time I listened to Self-Titled.
Okay, can I? This is my take on the sound of this album. Is I actually think that it's kind of interesting because there's a lot of hip hop right now that is kind of influenced by an era of like emo and pop punk music, and I almost feel like this album is drawing from that. And so there's like a weird sort of like a modern Simpsons feeling, where like
it's
Family Guy
Valley.
for a long time was drawing on old Simpsons, and now modern Simpsons is drawing on Family Guy.
You're right.
And it almost feels like this is kind of drawing on stuff that's influenced by them in the past.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, that's really smart, Jeremy. That's
Thank you.
exactly what's happening. Well, because it does have an uncanny valley experience. Because I'm not saying this is a good album, but I also don't hate it in the same visceral way that I hate other things we've listened to. It's just more like it's very cringy, but you're listening to it and you almost don't know how to react to it because it's almost familiar, but just out of reach.
I don't hate this album at all. I did not hate it. I think there's a lot on here that, like, I was saying to Katie before we started recording, like, it's unlike anything else we've listened to on this show in that I am actually considering going back to listen to it. Like, I think that there's...
You've listened to a lot of these albums multiple times.
I mean, sure, Saint Anger I've listened to a lot. But I mean, like, this is an album that I'm actually considering revisiting because I think there's more to learn.
Get the fuck out of here. God
what are you
going to
learn? That you're an alcoholic?
This is the take. You just have this take because you knew it would piss me off.
No. I
want to learn more from the stupidest lyrics ever.
No. The lyrics, I am not going to defend the lyrics at all.
No one's here trying to do that.
No, I'm not going to defend the lyrics. I think the like, you left your angel wings at the bus stop and your halo at the bar. Stupid lyrics. Really stupid lyrics.
But I think that I hurt myself because I screamed.
But musically, there is something worth going back to listen to. I think it's an interesting album, and I think anthropologically, there's a lot to pull out of this.
I don't listen to what you can learn from it is the most like that I noticed from it that was different than Self-Titled is number one, auto-tune. Number two, it's Matt Skiba playing guitar, so it sounds like Matt Skiba playing guitar. Like the way he hits an octave, like every time he's like hitting an octave, it sounds like whenever Matt Skiba does an octave on an Alkaline Trio song. Just go listen to Alkaline Trio, man. Maybe in 30 years old now you're like, maybe there's something here.
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
it's in Alkaline Trio. Go find it.
What were you going to say, Drew?
But if either of you guys listened to the last two Blink-182 albums, California and Neighborhoods?
Absolutely not.
I listened to, I've definitely like at least hit both of them at least. Like I listened to California for sure. I don't know if I've actually listened to Neighborhoods.
I looked at the cover of California.
Which is Neighborhoods another one with Matt or
no that's before.
Here's the Cliff Notes. Ready? Here's the Cliff Notes. Blink-182's Neighborhoods, right? That one I think is actually the true sequel to Self-Titled, and like now that it's been out for 9 years almost, I actually kind of like it after hearing this thing which shit in my brain. And then what I think you actually want is not this album. I think you might want California, which is like an album that Tom was working on, and then he quit while they were making it. So Skiba just came in and kind of like did Tom's parts. Because the lack of Tom on this album, there's no guitar riffs. There's nothing interesting. There's no guy singing like a lady. You miss the Tom.
Tom's silence was deafening on this album for me.
Yeah.
I just, to the point that I almost feel like, why are they calling themselves Blink-182? Like, it's just a different band.
Yeah, well, that's something I also
money.
noticed.
This is all about money.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
But I found that I liked this album more when I like managed to divorce myself from the idea that this is a Blink-182 album. When I thought of it more like it was a Boxcar Racer or like a, what is it, Plus 44?
Oh, yikes.
Like when I think about like their side projects, I was able to listen to this in a more like, I don't know, compassionate way.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't have the attachment to Blink-182, the band. Like to me, it's always been like this a commercial thing.
Well,
right.
You know, so I don't feel the artistry in the running around with like naked in the street.
Something I've always found very compelling about Blink-182 is that they weren't a commercial thing. Like that they like Enema of the State is a very like major label album. There's a lot going on it that's very like overproduced and like intense and whatever. But they had, you know, technically 2, but 3 albums before that where you can see that like this was a choice that they made. They wanted to make this kind of music. Like it wasn't like they were like a harder edged band that softened up when they got a major label deal. Like they always wanted to be a like bubblegum pop punk band.
Yeah, like something I brought up, I think I brought this up on the Green Day episode, is that what I like about Blink is they were never trying to sell us something they weren't. They weren't ever like political or whatever. They were like, we're 3 dumbasses.
Yeah,
totally.
And we just want to make weird bubbly stuff.
And something I found really compelling about this album was that it's completely divorced from like the modern world. Like there's no part of this where they're ever like, we're gonna make a song about Trump. You know? This is
but
all
they
just
did,
like
actually.
I'm mad about my fake divorce
She
in my
left her
brain.
angel wings up my Tesla. I don't know. I agree I think Katie brings to the point, like, yeah, that's why I was able to get into Blink-182 as a kid, because, yeah, they weren't trying to sell me something that no bullshit radar went off for me, because I'm like, nah, this is authentically these 3 gentlemen coming together and doing stuff.
But they did actually write a song, like, not about Trump specifically, and they didn't pull it off well enough that you would notice it, but, like, the song Heaven is written about mass shootings, and specifically a lot of the like reason why this song is really depressing is that, and this is what Mark Hoppus said, he was like, yeah, I've been really depressed from going on Twitter all the time. The president makes me depressed.
Mark Hoppus is such a dumbass, you guys.
Yeah, Mark Hoppus sucks.
Yeah, but I only say it because, yeah, of course Mark Hoppus sucks, and the dude needs a haircut. Someone needs to trim that fucking...
It's bad.
That weird eraser head shit he's got going on.
You gotta give it up, Mark. It's done. You cashed in your hairline. It's okay. You had a really good run.
Yeah.
For a bass player,
he looks
you
like
did
Xandu
great.
from...
Look, I don't know. That guy was really nice to me at a comic book shop one time. He paid me a lot of money.
I have no doubt Mark Hoppus is the nicest dude because he's the luckiest golden retriever in all the land.
He's really
will not dispute the golden retriever part.
He is a famous bass player who got to keep the band and is making pop music for babies. Like, he did
Oh my God, he's Jerry Only.
He is, yeah. He's pop punk Jerry Only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Uncle Mark and
He had a
Uncle
cool
Jer.
show. I loved Hoppus on Music. It was a great show.
Was it really?
You ever what? Yeah, dude, it was great. I mean, he was a funny host, and he would have, like, 2 guests on and interview them, and then a completely different, more independent musical artist. So, like, he would have, like, a big-name dude sitting on his couch, and then you'd have a little guy play. I thought it was pretty cool. Honestly, like, kind of a big influence on, like, some of the stuff we did for the show.
Yeah.
Our show.
It was cute.
Which you've never heard of. But dude needs a haircut.
Look, I don't know. He probably look. Here's the
I need a
thing.
haircut.
If he got plugs, I can't really tell. It does look weird. It just might be weird hair or it's plugs. The illusion is there though.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think my biggest take on this is if you've ever been a Blink-182 fan at all, like I think there is something here for you.
Yeah, and if you think this album's dog shit, I totally understand.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
I'm not
I can totally
fucking-
understand how this would not be your cup of tea. But I think the biggest thing is if you liked that EP they put out, Dogs Eating Dogs, then I think you would really like some of the stuff on this album. Because there's a couple of songs in here that really, really capture like what was good about that EP. And that was like the last good thing, in my opinion, they ever put out. And it was the only good thing they'd made for years. But it's really good. It's like they tried to be like a real emo band for a minute, and it was pretty cool.
I don't even know that one.
Dogs Eating Dogs. It's pretty good. Check it out. You'd like it.
I probably will.
Drew, what do you think of
the
it?
thing that like explains the false maturity of this album so much, and the reason why I'm like, God, this thing rubs me the wrong way, is like if you look at the song called "Blame It on My Youth," which they feel is like a introspective and like examination of how they've grown up and how they're different people or whatever. That you can read the lyrics to that song. It tells you absolutely nothing about their lives. They also didn't write it, and you learn nothing except for the fact that at one point they hopped over a fence.
Yeah, I will say you telling us that these were written by other people explains so much because there is like an anonymity to them.
Yeah, it feels. Yeah, there's nothing really specific. It felt robotic. Like the vocals, Katie, you brought up like Uncanny Valley. That's what this album feels like. It doesn't feel like people.
It's like it's almost people music.
Yeah, it feels like if you programmed an AI to write a pop punk song and they just like spit all this shit out. You're like, are those the drums from Feeling This? Are those the octaves from God Damn It by Alkaline Trio? What is happening? I think that might be what it is that it's just one of the most manufactured things I've ever heard.
I think,
but it's also it isn't the worst thing we've listened to.
No,
not close.
But it's not great.
Yeah, I tuned out a lot of it. Whenever I paid attention, I was like, "Oof, what's going?" It was the most embarrassed I've been listening to.
I do get a sick Schadenfreude.
I was driving and listening to it, and I thought for a second I was like, "Oh fuck! If I get in a car accident, there's gonna be a goddamn like EMT pulling me out of my car, being like, "Hey, are you listening to the new Blink-182?" And I have to lie with my last breath.
It does give me joy that you had to listen to this, Jordan, because I know how fucking embarrassed you probably were about it.
I was pretty embarrassed. I
think we're at favorite songs now because you showed up late. We talked a long time before.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the short ones, Jeremy?
Oh, real quick. What we actually didn't talk about is how did you feel when you found out that Matt Skiba was joining Blink-182? How did you feel, each of you?
Oh, I hated it.
Oh yeah, we all
hated it.
I hated it. It's fucking bullshit.
I mean, obviously, like first of all, Tom, like just losing Tom is already like losing all of the coolest content of Blink-182, which is of course the songs about aliens. So that's already lame.
And the attitude. Tom was all the snottiness of Blink-182.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from them.
Like, Mark was always the better singer, but, like, you lose so much of the fun of Blink-182 when you lose Tom. And Matt Skiba, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I was never an Alkaline Trio fan. So
sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was never an Alkaline Trio fan. And Matt Skiba is the face of Alkaline Trio, so it's always kind of like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not getting in on this.
I was just like, I was already so checked out from them, and I was just kind of like, why are you even? Like I said before, why are you still Blink-182 if Tom's not in the band? Just go do something else.
Just name it something else.
Go do an Audio Slave.
They wanted Drew, what did you think?
controversial opinion, I was so excited.
Me too.
I was so excited because I loved Alkaline Trio. I was so excited that I was actually like trying. When they did the first show with Skiba, they made these shirts. Like, you ever see the shirts say "Who the fuck is Mick Jagger"? They made one that said "Who the fuck is Matt Skiba?" And I was like trying to buy one. They were on eBay for like $80, and then I heard like the live performance, and I was like, "Oh God, I've made a huge mistake." I didn't buy the shirt.
I remember because we were roommates at the time.
Yeah, I thought that Skiba was gonna bring something new and cool to the band because I was still under the impression that like, oh, Matt Skiba is the best living songwriter. He's got love songs tattooed on his knuckles, and then I was like, wait a minute, I don't like anything that he's made since 2002.
Yep,
and it was just this awful like car accident like happening in front of me that I just couldn't stop, and that's how you end up with Black Rain, which people really love, and I think that song is such garbage.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was in the same boat because I thought I also just had such a fond memory of Matt Skiba. I was like, finally, I guess like we're gonna replace Alien songs with songs about getting drunk in the bathtub and fighting a cop. Like I thought that's what was gonna happen in Blink, or like he would bring some like catchy because Alkaline Trio has some like catchy licks every now and then. I was like, we're gonna get some of those back, I guess, or I don't know. They'll at least write a funny song.
I really associate Alkaline Trio with like heartbreak and moody lyrics, so it's interesting that that's what you thought he was gonna bring.
That's the whole band, though. Yeah. Alkaline Trio is only heartbreak and moody lyrics.
When they did it well, they did it so well.
That's why I like expectations of fun is not what I think of Skiba joining a band.
Yeah, I thought it was going to get sadder.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess like because like with Drew, I was like, oh, all the songs I like are from like 2002, like when they're fast and like emotional. Like he had like a kitschy lyric here and there.
That's
like
true.
We thought we were getting. I thought it was like shaking like a dog shitting razor blades. I thought we were getting that in Blink-182, like shaking like a grandpa shitting apricots or whatever.
It's Christmas Eve and my grandpa just ate 7 fucking apricots.
I was gonna sing it. All right, let's wrap this up, huh,
Yeah,
fellas?
so the short song is Generational Divide, and I think that's
my pick then.
I think it is, at least. I'm pretty sure.
Whichever one's 30 seconds.
Yeah, whichever one is the short one that sounds like Bad Religion, I like that one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm going the fast one that was short. I don't remember which one.
Drew?
My favorite is Cheshire Cat. Moving on.
Okay, that was easy.
It was easy, quick, lovely.
Yeah.
Well done.
Plugs?
Yeah, let's do it.
Is it that time?
It's that time.
Okay, you can find me at Twitter at Katie Rose or on Instagram at Oh Hello Katie Rose. Please listen to me and Jeremy's other podcast, Ballin' Out Super. And also listen to the bonus episode. I recorded in a manic episode last night with my best friend, DJ Axon Report about Lindsay Lohan.
I listen to the song. I can't believe it. I think it's great.
It's so good.
I think it's great, you guys.
It's great.
I can't believe it. I thought I was like gonna only ironically like it. I really like it.
Yeah, it's just good. Moving on, Drew.
It's good.
Drew at diet_Hellboy.
All right. Find me on Twitter at Jeremy Thunder. And if you guys like wholesome content, check out my fucking nephew's YouTube channel.
It's so good.
It's called The Ham Bros.
I love it so much.
Oh yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, check out The Ham Bros on YouTube.
Great name.
They make little videos, and the most recent one is a tour of their neighborhood via bicycle, and it is so Italian finger kisses, fantastic stuff. Check it out, The Ham Bros on YouTube.
Italian finger kisses.
You gotta.
That is not what that's called. Italian finger kisses is a punch.
I need to emphasize that the Ham Bros are children.
Yeah, they are children. Please don't leave weird comments on their fucking channel.
Do not, and don't go find them and give them Italian finger kisses.
I don't trust this at all. You should delete this plug.
What? No, my brother said it was okay.
Okay, I hope your brother. Maybe you'll just get a lot of come to Brazils. Who knows?
Do we plug Honorable Swords?
Yeah, we did.
All right. Please follow me at at I'm homeless. On Instagram, please follow me at the New York housing system has failed me. If you know of an apartment, don't tell me about it. I don't want to live in an apartment that you know about. Goodbye.
Oh, okay. Bye.